So I wanted to touch on the issue to do with weighing scales and why maybe it's not the best route for you to be basing your whole success and plan based on the kilograms or pounds that you're reading each time you jump on. The nature of the beast with weighing scales is it's a bit of a medium-term measure. So if you're 70 kilograms today on January the 1st or whatever it is, then you can't realistically go with the January the 5th score to tell you if you've lost body fat. And it's key thing to remember is that your goal, if you're trying to get in shape, is for most people to lose body fat. So body fat is the stuff you can grab. Weight, it's not just made up of body fat. Weight is made up of water, it's made up of carbohydrates, which bring on water in the body, muscle, fat, of course. The point being is that changes in weight for almost everybody is like probably 1 to 2 kilograms per day if you want to do it. Just think, if you're really hungry and been to the toilet, compared to full up in the stomach and needing to go to the toilet, there's weight involved in there. Same with carbohydrate content. If your carbohydrate stores are full in the body, you suck on water, you can have 1 to 3 kilograms based on the person you are. If you're undercarbing, so your carb stores are low, not so much water, again, you've got huge variation. Now, obviously, this variation up and down within a day or within days, that will change over time, which is why weight's a medium-term measure. Because if I'm between 69 and 71 and a half today, then in a month's time, I might be between 67 and 69 kilos. So where people get in trouble is they jump on the scales and they're feeling like they've lost body fat, they're feeling thinner, they're feeling slimmer, they're feeling quite motivated. You jump on the scales, there's no change or a real moderate change, and then you're like demoralized, you lose your motivation. And this is some of the problems. So if you're weighing once a month, it's definitely going to be a helpful predictor. It's going to tell you if you're going in the right direction. Probably once every 2 weeks, I would say, would be you could probably take some data that you can actually use. But the problem is, again, if I weigh myself on my heaviest or my lightest on day 1, and then my heaviest on 2 weeks later, I could very well be the same or even gone up. And that's where the motivation issues are involved. That's where you get the problems. And that's why from almost all my clients, I say, forget the scales. Yeah, jump on day 1, maybe jump on 6 weeks later. But ultimately, you're trying to lose body fat. So let's measure body fat. Let's measure clothes size. Let's measure appearance in the mirror. Let's physically measure body fat. This is going to tell you what's going on as far as your body composition changes, which is what everybody's goal is about. So if you're one of these scales, obsessed people, then really do have time to think about what's going on. I know for myself, I go to the gym once, twice a day, so I can jump on those scales. For year upon year, I've seen consistently a 2 kilogram swing from my heaviest in a day to my lightest based on what's going on. Now, a lot of people aren't like that, but some people are definitely worse. So the question is just for you. Have I got other tools outside of weight that I'm judging my progress by? And the best one I say is clothes, specific clothes. Go grab some clothes out the cupboard or whatever that you can't get into. Note down where you are. Or if you haven't got anything you can't get into, buy some clothes that will represent where you're trying to get to. And not always just long term, you want short term too. So if you wear the same trousers to work every week and then they're looser in 2 weeks' time, there's concrete evidence that you've lost body fat in that sense. So if you are going to use scales, and a lot of people don't want to give them up, then make sure you're using it alongside other data. But for most people, I'd say just forget it, get some clothes. That will be enough for you to target your progress. If you're more at the leaner end, then maybe you need to use a bikini for the women or naked for the guys or whatever it might be, and using lines of shadow. But either way, make sure what you're basing your success, your good feelings, your progress, your happiness off as far as results goes, is something that's actually going to directly correlate to the results of your efforts. And for weight, for most people, it's not going to be it. So make sure it's something to do with body fat.